This video is made possible by Practical Defense Systems, the best online security training at the lowest prices. You can start your security career today online at pdsclasses.com. Check them out. Hi, I'm Joel Persinger. I'm the Gun Guy. Thank you very much for all of your support of GunGuyTV and everything that you do. Happy Thanksgiving. This is Thanksgiving week. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving time. I hope you eat too much and have too much dessert and all the stuff that I generally do during those times. Listen, if you're watching GunGuyTV very much, which you are, I hope that you will check us out on these alternative locations, because YouTube is very, very sketchy and it's becoming more so. That way, if we get defunded, demonetized, deleted from YouTube, you'll know where we are. We're on all of those places. The channel is duplicated everywhere there. Also, check out the GunGuyTV Firearms podcast. It's an audio podcast I do monthly, and it is available on your favorite podcast player. Okay, today I've got something really cool. It's not a gun, but there's a gun in it, and that is this honkin' safe. This thing is really, really heavy. I have no idea what it weighs. I probably should have looked that up for you. But it's very beefy, very heavy, very large. By comparison, you can see the size of this one versus the size of my gun vault safe, which weighs nothing by comparison. This is the one I have in my truck, so that if I have to go someplace where I can't take my gun, I can stop and lock my gun up in the truck, and it's secured to the truck. So if you look at this one, and I'll open it up for you and give you a close-up of it. In this safe, I can fit my handgun. This is my wife's M&P 9mm. I can fit an extra mag, and I can fit a flashlight. And that's all super bueno, and I'm grateful for that. But there's more that I would like to put in this box than what I've got right there. And one of the things I'd like to put in the box is I'd like to put an old cell phone. What you may not know is that if you upgrade your cell phone, your previous cell phone will still dial 911 even though it doesn't have a SIM in it. So if you take your old cell phone, put it in your gun safe, and just run the little charger cable into the safe and keep it charged, if you happen to run into your secure room, or you're someplace where your phone is on the other end of the house or downstairs or whatever, you still have a phone that you can dial 911 with. A lot of folks don't have landlines anymore, and even if you do have a landline, a burglar or somebody that's coming into your house can always cut your landline, but they can't cut the cell phone. So it's good to use that old cell phone rather than throwing it in the trash or giving it away or trading it in. Put that in your gun safe, keep it charged, it will always dial 911. In this safe, by the way, this safe, like this one, has a numeric pad on the top. This one is not biometric, but it does have the numeric pad. I've opened it with the key because I don't particularly want to share with you what my combination is for my safe. This one has a numeric pad, but it also has a biometric part of it too. Now, you just heard her announce basically to the criminal, oh, he's opened his gun safe. I do want to let you know that in both cases, you can always mute that. So this does allow you to mute it, and then it won't make noise other than the door opening. It won't announce anything. I didn't mute it because I wanted you to hear the voices very clear and easy to hear. Now, in this safe, as I said, I have firearm, and it does have a weapons light and laser on it, handheld light, extra mag. That's all I can fit in there without stacking stuff on top of itself. In this one, I can fit that same thing, and I can also put a cell phone. Now, I didn't put my old cell phone. That's actually in a different safe right now. But I can fit firearm, again, weapons light, laser attachment. I can put a flashlight in it. I can put an extra mag in it. And I can put an old cell phone in it so that wherever I'm, I can dial 911. That's extremely important. And so I think the size of this safe for an in-home safe is actually much, much better than the size of this safe. This safe is fine, and it works brilliantly. I've never had any trouble with it. But it's great for my truck where I'm going to temporarily take the gun I'm carrying and put it in the truck and lock it up because I'm going someplace where I can't carry the gun. Or if you're in California and you need to transport the gun to and fro, it's kind of nice to have the gun actually secured to the vehicle, and a small safe like that will allow you to do that. But for home, a bigger safe where you can get that cell phone in there along with an extra mag, or if you're using a revolver, a speed loader, an extra flashlight, and some things like that, where it's easy to grab because it's easily opened is a big plus. I'm also a big fan of the biometric stuff. This will open on my fingerprint and my wife's. So it doesn't matter who touches it, it's going. The other thing I liked about it is it read my fingerprint not once, but 6 times so that it would get it from every angle. So if I close it up, I gotta wait for it to lock, and I hit it directly, it will open. But if I'm in a hurry and I don't get it quite square on, maybe I come in the room and I hit it at an angle, it will open. And it's because it has read my fingerprint 6 different ways. It's still going to pop open. And when I need a gun in my house for an emergency, I need it right now. I don't need it 5 seconds later when I have to remember what the heck my combination is. So it does have an administrator combination. You can use the combination if you want, or you can also set up the biometrics, and you can set it up for more than one person. I really like that about this safe as well. I also like the auto open. It's a little bit like the hood on my truck. It's got this little piston on it, opens it up. I don't have to do the combination, open the safe. I don't have to do anything. Push the button, the safe opens, my gun's right there. I've got the gun and I'm ready to go. So if it's a quick emergency, all I got to do is get the gun, rack one into the chamber because I don't keep them in here with one in the chamber. Get the gun, rack it in the chamber, and off I go. If you keep your gun in there with one in the chamber, you can do that. The reason I don't is the trigger guard is exposed, and in a panic, I don't want to accidentally grab it and hit the trigger and launch around inside the safe. To me, it's safer to get the gun out, and as I get the gun out, rack the slide and go. And this is stuff that we practice. Now, if you are really worried about that and you want to use a revolver, you can do that too. I do have a couple of safes in the house where I have .357 Magnum revolver in them, because then it's point and click. Easy peasy. So it just depends on what kind of firearm you want to put in there and how you want to set it up. It's a personal preference issue. Obviously, when I'm carrying a gun in a holster, the holster covers the trigger guard. That gun is ready to go. I don't carry a gun unless it has a round in the chamber. I'm not a believer in that. I think that's very, very dangerous because you don't always have 2 hands to work with, particularly if you got a loved one with you and you want to push them behind you, or you've got something else in your hand, you've only got one hand, you can't rack the slide very easily. It's easier to keep the gun fully charged when it's in a holster, and get a holster that covers the trigger guard completely. Set up this way, I have a higher comfort level if there's nothing in the chamber. However, there's a lot of arguments why you wouldn't want to do that. So I understand it's personal preference either way. Everybody's different, that's fine. So we keep ours set up this way with an old cell phone in there for the reasons I explained. I like the bigger safe because it gives me more room to do that. Can I throw an old cell phone in here? Yeah, but now it's sitting on top of the gun, and that makes it a little bit more funky trying to get to the gun because the cell phone's in the way. But can you do it? Yes. I like the fact that there's a little spot for my cell phone right there, and I don't have to worry about it. For that matter, criminally, if you don't have an old cell phone, you could buy a burner flip phone, pay the minimum service on it, and throw it in there, and you can do that too. And if you don't pay service on it, I'd be willing to bet you that if you pay the service for a month and then don't pay it, it'll still dial 911. You might check into that. Now you got a little burner flip phone. All you're going to use it for is 911 anyway. And it's smaller, and you can throw it in there, and you can do that too. So a bunch of different ways you can do it. I got to tell you, I highly recommend this safe. I really like it. Obviously, it has a key option as well, so that if the battery dies, this one takes 4 AA's. So if the battery dies, you can still get in the safe, and you can reset it. And it comes with very clear instructions. A lot of the stuff from China, my experience, doesn't necessarily have instructions that were written by a natural English speaker. These appear to be, so the instructions are a lot better. And the unit is made extremely well. So I'm very pleased with it. And like I said, I probably will buy another one because I'd like to have one out here, and I'd like to have one in the house in a particular specific location, which is our master bedroom where we're grabbing things, and we want to have that cell phone available. I might put one in my office as well. But this is really cool. Works very well. You get the key, you get the combination, and like I said, you get the one-finger biometrics from whatever direction you put your finger on it. And I've tested it in every direction I could twist my body to do it. Obviously, this one comes with a key as well, and you have the code, but you don't have the larger size. There's one more thing I would share with you that I really like about this. This cable is what came with my gun vault safe, and this is what I use to cable the safe to the inside of my truck. So it's behind the seat in the truck. And that's what I do with it, cable it to the truck. This safe came with this cable, which is a lot more robust. what I like about this is I can cable this safe to a stud. I can take a big lag bolt and bolt it into the wall into a stud. I can bolt it to something heavy. I can do whatever I need to without having to drill holes in my furniture in order to mount it. And the cable is significant. It's going to be very hard for somebody to cut that. So I really was impressed by the heft and significance and the thickness of the cable. And the length of it is quite positive too. So if I want to set this, for example, on top of my dresser, which is an antique dresser, I don't want to bolt holes, I don't want to drill holes in my dresser. I'd rather put this here and then with the cable attach it to a stud in the wall behind the dresser. Then I'm not damaging my furniture. So this worked really well for me. And the fact that it's black kind of allows it to be hidden a little bit behind the furniture where the silver one sort of sticks out like a sore thumb. Well, there you are. And without regard to safes, the other thing we do keep on a little hook in the closet in our bedroom and in other places around the house, wherever we have a gun set up for self-defense, is we always keep the electronic hearing for anybody who might be grabbing a gun in our house, my wife and myself primarily, because I'm hard of hearing, and I find that I can actually hear better with these, period, even better than my hearing aids, because I can crank these up really loud. But the other thing is that once the gun goes off, everybody's screaming and yelling to get each other to hear each other. I don't know that from having been in a firefight. I know it from having been a firearms instructor for 20 some odd years. So that being the case, it's a lot easier to just pop these on, grab a gun if you've got time, and so on. And this gets into a whole different conversation of make it hard to get in your house. We could talk about that in another video. In any case, I would check it out. It's a great safe if you're looking for something for Christmas to buy as a gift for dad or mom or somebody that's got a gun that wants to secure it in their house, and to make sure that it's absolutely readily available.
Already unlocked.
This is a great choice, so I'll put a link in the description. Check them out. I love the thing, to be honest with you. And like I said, I think I'm buying another one later on today. Have a great week. Thank you very much for all of your support. And wherever you go, whatever you do, be safe.